be waiting and doing nothing. We'll be using this time to firstly understand how we'll be conducting this session in case you have a query, if you have a question, how can you ask your question, how can you get a response from me. So we'll understand all that. So firstly, let me start with giving an introduction about myself. My name is Adnan. I'm Director SME E-commerce Growth at Global Inker. My functional or my focus area at Global Inker is digital commerce, or you can call me the product head of digital commerce at Global Inker. And in addition to my functional role at Global Inker, I also actively work on educating or guiding business owners on how they can use digital to grow their business. We all understand digital is the way forward, and many business owners or many businesses like you, when they are trying to go digital, when they are trying to adopt digital to grow their business, they are facing it challenging. So that's where I conduct a lot of training sessions, webinars, and workshops. And so far, I had been able to conduct more than 350 of such sessions and interact with about 12,000 SMEs. I'll just take a moment. There is some challenge with the live stream. I'll just quickly check on that. I just saw a notification that there's some issue with the live stream. All right, so it is working fine. Issue resolved. Perfect. So we will continue on. So this is where I think we should now get started. But before I start sharing my screen and taking you through the step-by-step process, let me quickly share with you how we'll be conducting this webinar or this training workshop. So I will be sharing my screen and I will take you through a step-by-step process. I'll walk you through. And in case there's anything which is not clear to you, if you have a question or anything that you would want to ask, so down below you'll see there is an option called Q&A. You can use that option to ask your question or get a response to your question. Towards the end of today's session, we'll dedicate some time for question answer, and that's where will answer your questions or you'll get a response from my side on your questions or queries. So this is where we should formally get started with today's discussion. Once again, good evening and a warm welcome to all the participants in today's webinar. So let me start sharing my screen. And then I'll also take a quick moment to check on my audio settings. Although I can see the numbers and they seem to be okay. And yeah, so audio settings are perfect. Let's quickly get started. So we will start off with very fundamentals and then we'll go through the process. So the topic for today's webinar is how to create a digital catalog for your online store. All right. Now, the first and a very obvious thing that comes to everyone's mind, and if I was in your place, if I was in your chair, I will also have the same question. I'll also have the same doubt. And what is a digital catalog, right? So let's start with that. So let's try to get an understanding of on what is a digital catalog. In next few seconds, you'll start seeing my screen. And let me just minimize this so that we can just quickly navigate through the tabs and it is not obstructing our views. So what you're seeing on your screen is an example of a digital catalog. This is one of our clients or one of our members store, and they are also an exporter like you. So this is a website of the organization. Now it has certain features in addition to or additional features which you will not see on a typical website. So this is where they're not only displaying information about their organization but also about the product or services that they are offering. This is where they are offering products, but in case there is a someone is offering services similarly. So this is another example of digital catalog. This is a packing equipment manufacturer. This is hospital equipment manufacturer and exporter. This is rubber manufacturing products or polymer products manufacturer. This is instant vending machine mix manufacturer. This is a tiles manufacturer. This is a personal use items manufacturer, or this is a wigs and hair accessories manufacturer. So these are different examples that I showed to you, or a carpet manufacturer. So these are digital catalogs of these businesses. Now, by creating these digital catalogs, what these businesses are able to achieve, they're able to create a digital presence for themselves. So now, if someone is searching for their business, they'll be found online. So they have created a discoverability for themselves on the internet. In addition to that, if there is a person or if there is a prospective buyer that is looking for their products, then they can come here and they can not only explore about this particular business, but they can also understand what the offerings about what products they are offering, the various details related to the product, and then they can get into a transaction or at least discussion with these businesses, right? So I hope you understood the concept of digital catalog. And again, in very simple terms, it is a website that can showcase information about your product or services depending on what you are offering. All right. So this was the first doubt or question that might be there in your mind. All right. So this where now I'm going to switch my screen and very quickly I'll take you to Indian Business Portal. And I'm not sure how many of you have heard of this platform. This is a platform which is jointly created by Global Inker and FIO, which is Federation of All India Export Organization, a Ministry of Commerce entity to promote export, or an apex export promotion body. So it is a joint initiative by both the organizations to promote Indian export. And how does Indian Business Portal promotes export? So it allows Indian exporters to showcase their products in front of international buyers. So this is where international buyers are invited to the platform, and international buyers are coming here and they are reviewing the product and services being showcased by Indian exporters on Indian Business Portal. All right. So as a Indian exporter, you can showcase your product or services on Indian Business Portal, and international buyers can review your product and services, and they can connect with you. They can, in fact, if you are into B2C, you can place an order, or if you are just interested in generating leads, you can also get a lead from them. All right. So that is a simple introduction about Indian Business Portal. Now, related to this, another thought that might be coming to your mind at the moment is it looks like a very nice initiative, but actually, is it converting into anything? Are there any conversions, or are there any orders, anything that is sort of happening? Yes, certainly a lot of action is happening on Indian Business Portal. In fact, I will not just say this statement, I'll also show you a few examples or testimonials. So this is the first place. If you just scroll down, even right now, this is the live solution that I'm showing to you. So if you scroll down, this is where you'll see buying leads. So these are international buyers who have sought for, or who have requested for quotations from Indian exporters. So they have used the post buying requirement feature, which you can see here. And using this feature, they have requested that this is the product that we are looking for. Would you like to submit your quotation? Then Indian exporters can submit their requisitions, and then they can review those requisitions, and then they can finalize and connect. So this is where action is already happening on Indian Business Portal. In addition to that, exporters are also, or a large number of importers are also directly connecting with Indian exporters on Indian Business Portal. How it is happening, what are the various methods which are used by importers or international buyers when they are connecting with you, I will be explaining that a little later. But both type of interactions are happening. So this is where they are coming, that this is what we want, and send quotations, and second is they are finding the exporters and they are directly connecting with them. And in fact, if you want to seek testimonials, if you want to review testimonials about how Indian Business Portal has helped exporters like you, in that case, you can just scroll down towards the footer of Indian Business Portal. That's where you'll see there is a page called Resources. I'll very quickly open that. This is the resources page. And here, if you scroll down, that's where you'll see there is a video which we have embedded. This is the video I'm referring to. This is where exporters like you have shared their testimonials on how Indian Business Portal has helped them gain business from international buyers. All right. So let's quickly go back to the home page of Indian Business Portal. So we are on the home page, and you'll also notice that a lot of features and functions which are created on Indian Business Portal, they are all keeping in mind the export or facilitation of export. And in fact, the search that you're seeing here, it is also modified to cater to the unique requirements of export. So for example, on most of the websites when you are going, you're able to search by one parameter only, that is generally the product name. However, on Indian Business Portal, you can search by product, you can search by the supplier name, or by HS code, which is a very popular practice used by international buyers when they are looking for products. So they typically search by HS code. And this is where even the search supports that. So if an international buyer comes here, they can easily search by HS code. So that is one example or highlight I thought of sharing with you. Now, even the categorization that you're seeing here, this is a very vast categorization of more than 4,500 categories and subcategories. So most of Indian exporters' products fall under services also, fall under these categories and subcategories. So you should be able to showcase your product or services very easily here. However, just in case if there is any category which you are feeling is not there and you would want to get it added, you can reach out to us and we'll be more than happy to review that and add it to Indian Business Portal. All right. Now here you'll see on Indian Business Portal, there is a special highlight on GI products, which you can see here. The top category is GI product. In fact, if I can quickly show you, even on the home page, you'll see there are products which are, there's a dedicated section highlighting GI products. So these are the GI product section which you are seeing here. Now, what are GI products? So GI products are basically geographic indication of India, or these are the specialty products that we have. So if I take the name of a very popular city, Darjeeling, obviously it is a very well-known hill station, but other than that, it is also very popular for one product which is cultivated there, and that is tea. Similarly, if I take name of Nagpur, it is very popular for its oranges. Similarly, Agra, which is popular for Petha, other than Taj Mahal, and Banaras, which is very popular for Banarsi sari. So these are the specialty products which are either cultivated or manufactured at a particular location. So these are the GI products, and these are extensively being promoted by the government as well. So here you can see GI can be of agriculture, foodstuff, etc. Now we can also navigate or see GIs from particular location, and Varanasi happens to be a very popular GI product hotspot. There are a number of categories or number of types of GI products which are there from Varanasi, and one of that is very popular, which I've already shared an example with you, Banarsi sari. In addition to that, it is very popular for wooden lacquer toys as well. So let's quickly go to wooden lacquer toys and see what all products are there. So this is where we can see my internet is little slow today, so please bear with me on that. So this where you can see there are a number of products which are there from various exporters. Now, for a moment, if we look here, this is where we can see this product or these products are from a exporter named Rameshwar Singh Toys. Now, if I'm a international buyer and I'm feeling impressed and I want to understand more that what is this, who is this Rameshwar Singh Wooden Toys, and evaluate further. So in that case, I can click on the product in the business title. I'll just quickly do that so that you can also understand from where I came here. So this is where you can see that we have the name of the business. We'll click on that and it will take us to the profile page. And all of you, when you'll create your digital catalog and you'll become a part of or when you list your product on Indian business portal, that's where you will also have this profile. And on this profile, you can see there is a lot of information which is available about this business. So, for example, what is the name of the business, where are they located when they started their business, and there's the about section as well. So this is where you can see there's a about us section, and here a international buyer can go and they can review information about this particular business, and they can also review the product catalog, which we have already seen to a certain extent. So what is happening here, or why am I showing this to you, is because if you look at the challenge that we are trying to solve here, and this is where I'm not referring to myself trying to solve, you as a business, if you see, or if you try to divide the challenge or the problem that we have at hand, so you're trying to grow your business using the digital channels which are there. Now the challenge, if we are breaking it down, or if we are breaking down the problem into two parts, so one is discoverability part and the second is credibility part. So discoverability part is where a international buyer or an importer is able to discover you as a Indian exporter. And to a great extent, that challenge is solved by Indian Business Portal. If you are on Indian Business Portal, importers are coming to the platform and they can see that you are an exporter from India. They can review your product or services, and they can get into a business deal with you, business transaction with you. So that discoverability part, to a great extent, although you can work on it and you can make it better, but to a great extent, it is addressed by Indian Business Portal. But the other challenge which remains is the credibility, or the other part of the challenge which still remains is the credibility part, where you have to represent yourself, you have to present yourself as a trustworthy business, as a genuine business, because understand the person is sitting thousands of kilometers away from you, and they are from a different country, and obviously they are not certain. So you have to give that confidence, you have to give that comfort to the person who is looking at your profile on Indian Business Portal, that it is a genuine business. All right, how it is done and from where you can update all this information is something I will be sharing with you as part of the process. So what I'm trying to convey to you here is not just creating a digital presence is crucial, but also creating it the right way, so that you are able to solve the entire problem and you're not just solving the discoverability problem. Otherwise, you'll have a lot of people visiting your profile, but not getting conversions in orders. All right. So this is where you have information about the business, when they started, where countries they have exported, etc., etc. All that information is available. So this is where international buyer can not only find you, but they can also evaluate you, that what is your credentials, etc., and then they can decide to connect with you. Now, how are these international buyers or importers connecting with businesses on Indian Business Portal? Because this is where a lot of businesses or individuals like you, when I interact with them, a lot of them have this impression that this is where something like of any directly listing website is happening, or a practice that they follow, that where they are aggregating the inquiries or leads which are coming from the platform, and then passing them on to the exporters or businesses which are impaneled with them. Nothing that's sort of happening is on Indian Business Portal. This is where a international buyer will be directly connecting with you. So this is where there is no intermediation. What we are providing you is a platform where you can come and you can showcase your products, and international buyers can discover you and they can connect with you. All right. So this is where there is no intermediation, or there is no aggregation, or nothing of that sort is happening. This is where international buyers are connecting directly with you. How are they connecting? What are the mediums that they are using to connect, or they can use to connect with you? So there are different methods they can use to connect with you. The first one is request meeting. So this is where they can click on request meeting, and they can schedule a meeting, and they can connect with you similarly, or in a similar fashion, like how we are connecting here today. So that is one way or one method that they can use, and it is a very popular method on Indian Business Portal. In addition to that, you can see there is an option called Contact Seller. So they can click on it and they can also send you a request that, hey, we are interested to connect with you. So that is the second method. And the third one is Visit Store. So they can click on Visit Store and they can review your online store, and your contact details are also mentioned here. So here you can see we have the contact details and email ID of Rameshwar Singh Toys. So international buyer can connect with them on these details, so they can call them or they can send them an email. So these are the popular options, or these are the options which are available on Indian Business Portal, using which international buyers can connect with you. All right. So now let's come back to the topic that we are all gathered here, that is creating digital catalog. So for that, we will be going back to the home screen, and this is where we will be starting the journey of creating the digital catalog. Now, in case you are a little confused that how come this Indian Business Portal thing come into play, we have all gathered here to learn how to create digital catalog. So Indian Business Portal is from where we will be starting the journey, and you will also start the journey. And that's where I thought it will be important that you also understand what this platform is, what are the salient features, and how it can benefit your business. I hope you are now having little understanding of the Indian Business Portal, and it is certainly a platform. It is certainly an opportunity that can benefit your business greatly. All right. Now coming to the online store or digital catalog creation part. So how can you get started? So the very first step is obviously to open Indian Business Portal. So Indian Business Portal, you can either type indianbusinessportal.in in the browser, or you can search for Indian Business Portal, INDIN Business Portal. You can search for it, and then you will be redirected to this page. And this is where the next step starts. And the next step is to click here where you can see sell on Indian Business Portal, register as Indian exporter. So you have to click on it, and this page will open up. I've already opened that page for the benefit of time. This is the page which will get opened up. Now, before clicking on create your catalog, you can click there or you click here. Both of them will take you to the same destination. But before doing this action, I would request that when you are creating your digital catalog, you should scroll down on this page, and down below you'll see there's a link here which is also highlighted in blue color. It says tutorial video. Just click on it and a video will open up. If you have time, you can also review the steps, but what I'm suggesting to you is that open this video, and if you have time, you should review the video. It is a little longer video, about 22 minutes, but it will give you a very good understanding of the process. In case you don't have that much of time, in that case, you can just keep the video open alongside, and while you're going through this process, you should be, or you can refer to the video. So if you are getting stuck somewhere, you can immediately look at the video and understand how that step needs to be done, so that you can go through the entire process very easily without getting stuck at any place. All right. So I have this video open here alongside. So I'll just quickly show you. Just give me a quick second. Here I have the video. So this is the video that I'm referring to. In fact, the next steps, I will be using this video to explain those to you. Before we go there, many individuals are not very comfortable with English. So in that case, we have also created the same video in Hindi as well. So in case you want to review this video in Hindi, in that case, just go to the description of this video and you will see there is a link to the Hindi video here. So here you can see the link is provided here. You can review, you can click here and you can review the same video in Hindi as well. All right, so this is where let's go full screen, and we will not be playing the video because the video is any which way is available. So we will not be wasting your time. we will just quickly walk or quickly move through the video, and I will just be touching upon the important points or the points which are not explained in a great detail in the video. So we'll just quickly be fast forwarding the video. So this step is already explained. Click on create your catalog. Please keep the video open alongside and keep referring to it in case you're getting confused. The next screen is obviously where you have to enter your name, email ID, and create a password. Click on agree and continue. After that, you have to verify your contact number. After that, you have to input your GST. Now, people ask me that why should we input our GST? So if you're inputting your GST, that will allow you to verify your business as a genuine business, as a legitimate business. So it will give you this verified mark on your profile, and this will have an impact on the business networking side of Global Linker. I'm not sure how many of you are familiar with Global Linker. So we are a business networking and digitization enablement platform. So if you can divide that statement into two buckets, so one vertical is business networking, or what we call as the community aspect, and the second is commerce aspect, which is the digitization part where you are creating the digital catalog. Now, if you're not verifying yourself as a genuine business, as a legitimate business, in that case, the entire community aspect, you are not able to utilize it. So for a moment, I'll switch my screen and I'll take you to a dummy account. This is something which I use for my training workshops, etc. Now, obviously, it is not a verified business. Now, just imagine that if it was your account and you wanted to share with the members who are part of this community from 150 countries. Yes, you have heard it right. There are business owners like you from 150 countries which are part of this community, and you would certainly want to share information about what you're offering to these wonderful business owners. You'll not be able to do that. Let me show you. So if I try to write something, it will immediately ask me to verify myself as a legitimate business owner. So that's where legitimate business. So that's where it is necessary. You will not be able to use a lot of features on the community side if you're not verifying yourself. The other point which I would want to highlight is you're not just losing out on this opportunity, you're also losing out on the discovery aspect, because if you recall, I mentioned that this is a business networking side or the business networking solution. So a lot of businesses which are part of this ecosystem, which is part of this community, they are actively looking out for other business owners from various part of the world. Now, when they're actively looking out to network or connect with other business owners, and they've come across your profile, they may shy away from reaching out to you, just considering or just thinking that it does not look like a legitimate business. It does not look like a genuine business, because you'll not have the trust mark. So that's where I always recommend that if you're doing all this activity, please also verify yourself by adding your GST number. It can be done at a later stage in case you don't have a GST right now. It is not readily available. It can be added at a later stage as well. After that, you have to input your business name. You have to specify what is the legal entity type, your location. Then move to the next step. This is where you have to specify which industry do you belong, and you can either select it from the drop down that you're seeing, or you can search for it as well. The last step is this is where you have to specify what type of business activities you are involved in. So, for example, if you're a manufacturer as well as exporter, so you can select multiple options. And this is where the account creation part is completed. And now we are creating the digital catalog. This is where we are creating the online store, or you can call it website as well. It all refers to the same. So the account creation part is done. Now here onwards, we will be creating the digital catalog. So the very next step is to click on convert now. So there's a big button saying convert now. You have to click on that, and it will open an overlay. On this overlay, you'll see there are three simple questions that you can answer, which is what is the main purpose of online store, approximately how many products, and would you like to have the minimum order quantity feature. Just select an appropriate option and then click on next, which will take you to the next screen. Now this is where you'll see a number of design options or design templates which are here. Now, all you are required to do is to select a suitable design template as per your requirement. So whichever is looking nice to you, you can select that. So if I take you to those, sorry. So these are various templates, and obviously these are also customized to businesses' requirement. But this is where you can see the information about these businesses are displayed here in these digital catalogs. So there are different layouts which are available, and depending on your requirement, you can choose. So these are various layouts which I was showing to you, which you can select. Now, the important point to understand here, firstly, it is just a way of presentation. So it will just present your information differently. It will not create your information, or it will not generate your information. So no AI related work is happening here. It is just a way of presentation which is getting changed. So these are like different layouts which are available, which you can use to showcase information about your business or about your product or services, right? So these are different layouts, and what you are expected to do is to select a layout which you are feeling nice. Now, many people ask me that what if we have selected a particular layout and we don't like it probably a week from now, or 10 days from now, or when our online store is ready, when we have added our product or services details. That's where we are realizing that it is not giving the, or it is not doing the right justice to our product or services. It is not displaying them in the right manner. So can we change that? The answer is absolutely yes. You'll be able to change that. In fact, you'll not believe, you'll be able to change that in less than 5 seconds. It is a very simple and straightforward process. In fact, one practice from the digital industry I would want to share with you. It is a common practice that at least once in a year you should change your design team. Why should you do that? For two reasons. One is more psychological, that if a person or if your customers are coming to your digital catalog, if they are coming to your online store and they keep seeing the same layout, same visuals, they will start to get this feeling that there is no action happening, there's nothing new with this business. It looks like a sort of a static business. So that is one thing. The second is as we all know that technology keeps evolving, and new features, newer ways of showcasing information, all that keeps evolving with time. Now, if you don't change the design team for a long period of time, now what will happen? You'll continue to showcase information in older methods or more conventional methods, whereas there are newer and more interesting or more engaging ways which are developed over the time, and those are available in newer themes. So that's why it is not only a psychological thing, it is also from the technology standpoint that you want to remain at par with whatever modern or whatever new is happening. So that's why you are also recommended to change at least once in a year. If you want, you can change it every 3 months also, but at least once in a year, you should change your design theme. Why am I sharing this with you? Because a lot of people get a little stressed that we are selecting a design theme, and what if we don't make a right decision? Don't worry, you are expected to change it any which ways. All right. So that is one common question or concern that I know people have. So I thought of answering that. Now, related to this, there is one more myth or misconception that I know a lot of people have. And what is that? That misconception is the theme is for one type of product. Let me explain. So if you are, I'm not sure how big it is appearing on your screen, but this is where, if you look at, this is where the visuals are of electronic items. Now, what people conceive or perceive is that this particular theme is for B2 electronic items only, or this theme is for garments only, or this theme is for uh, again electronic items, and this is for cosmetics, perfumes, etc. Whereas the reality is these visuals which you are seeing here, they are only for representation purpose, and any theme can be used for any products, right? So any theme can be used for any product. Don't worry if you're seeing like some different products in the visuals. They are only for example purpose. They are only for representation purpose. All right. So that's the screen. After that, you'll move to another overlay, and this is the last overlay. Don't get stressed that there are overlays after overlays coming. So there are only three overlays. We have already covered two of them. This is the last one, and this is where again there are only two things that you have to do. One is you have to just ensure that the store name is your business name. So this is where, in case if there is a typo or a spelling mistake, just correct that here where you're seeing store name. This is where I'm referring to. So this is where if there is a typing mistake, if there is spelling mistake, this is where you are expected to type your business name. Underneath that, you'll see there is something called store URL, and then there's some code written there. So that code is basically something which is created by the system for you, and you are expected to delete that and replace it with your business name. Let me repeat that. So the code which you are seeing here, this is where I'm referring to the code that you're seeing here, the select it and delete it, and type in where this code is written. After deleting it, type your business name. Don't add any space. So no space or special characters. Alphabets and numbers are okay. They are accepted. So no special characters like hashtag, etc., nothing like that. Type your name, but no space, right? So if I show you with an example in this video as well. So this where in the video I've explained. Here you can see the name of the business was Reliable Fashion, and this is where you can see Reliable Fashion. The only problem that you may have, and only select businesses, especially the ones which have a longer name, you may have the challenge here that because the limit is 25 characters. So in case your name is not fitting in entirely, you may have to do little modification there, but otherwise it should fit. So this is where you are expected to replace it with your business name. But still the question remains about this: what is this linker.store? So linker.store is our subdomain that we are providing to our members, business owners like you, absolutely free of cost, and you can use it for as long as time you want. So you can use it for any period or any time you want. You can use it as long as you want, and there are no charges uh, whatsoever. But that also leads to a doubt: why are we doing this? What is the objective? Why are we providing our subdomain free to members? So we are doing it on purpose because we understand that many business owners who are going through this journey, they are doing it for the very first time. So it is not like every other business owner is creating websites every other day. Certainly not. So it is something that you are doing it for the very first time. At the same time, let's be conscious and appreciative of the fact that somehow in our heads we have this impression, or we carry this impression, that website, digital catalog, online store, these are all very technical, and you need to have a coding degree, or you need to be a person with a lot of technical knowledge and understanding to do all that, right? So the moment someone says that, hey, I have to create a website, that's why immediately an impression comes back: hey, I have to hire an agency that knows, or I have to hire a person who knows coding and they'll be able to create that, right? So that is a impression or a image that we all carry on our head. However, it is not correct anymore, because the advancement of technology has brought us to a stage where any person who can operate an email ID, who can receive and send an email ID, can create a website very easily. And this is not just our Global Linker solution, which I'm showing to you. There are many, many other solutions which are as evolved as ours, and where any person who can operate an email ID, who can operate a smartphone, can grow their business, can do business online, and they can do, like, sky's the limit, right? So that's where these businesses are, or these individuals are already little stressed, because they feel that it is technical what we are doing and we may not be. They have this doubt in their head. So that all that stress, all that doubt is with them. Now, at this stressful moment when you're already stressed, you're already sweating, that's where we ask you that you have to buy a domain, point it to our server, or implement an SSL. Those kind of things will be overwhelming. These will be absolutely sort of nerve wracking, and you will drop off, right? So if you're not you start feeling that, hey, it is very technical, I'll not be able to do that. In that case, what you'll do, what will be your reaction? You will drop off, and we don't want that to happen. We want this journey to be as convenient as possible, irrespective of your technical acumen, your technical know-how. So it should be as convenient. If I'm doing it and I have good technical knowledge, it should be convenient for me. And if someone else is doing and they're not so tech savvy, it should be equally convenient for them. That's why we are providing our subdomain, so that we can all go through this journey very easily, very conveniently. Now, that leads to another question, and that is especially asked by members who are tech savvy. So they ask me this question, that we have our own domain. So, for example, the business name is ABC Exports, and they have a domain called abcexports.in. Now, what they desire is, if someone types ABC Exports, in that case, this digital catalog that we are creating should open up. Is that possible? Certainly, yes, it is possible. In fact, the examples that I showed to you, that's where also these are. So this is where you can see this on store is live on the domain. Or if we look at another example, this is also live on the domain. This is Makharia Electricals Enterprises.com, exports.com. This is Precitech Forgings. This is they are using linker.store. So it is a business's decision. So we are not forcing anyone to use your own domain, or we are not also restricting anyone that you can only use our domain for or our subdomain for these many months or period. Certainly nothing like that. So you can use it for as long period as you want, right? So it is entirely your decision. If you want to take your digital catalog live on your own domain, you can also do that. All right, so this is the last overlay. As I mentioned earlier, you click on that and your digital catalog is almost completed. There is one more step that you have to do. What is that step? So this is where down below you'll see there is this option. Let me highlight that, store setup. You have to click on that and it will pop up, and that's where you'll see there is this option, or this all the other steps you can see they are all strike through. That means we have completed those steps. The only step that remains is to create the catalog. We have to upload one product as part of this process. So when you click on it, it will take you to this interface, and this is where you have to input the information into sort of a questionnaire or a form which you are seeing on the screen. So using this form, you'll be able to upload the products. However, the product upload will be happening one product at a time. If you are or if you have many products, so many business owners like you come to me in these webinars with a question that, hey, we have a very large catalog, we have thousands of products. In that case, if we are doing like this, it will take us months to upload all our products. Is there a bulk process available? The answer is certainly, absolutely, it is available. And in fact, in the video also, I've explained from where you can go and you can access those. You can go to the product section and click on the down pointing arrow in the extreme right side. This is what I'm referring to. So you can click here and then click on import product XLS CSV. It will take you to this page. This is from where you can download the sample import format. This is from where you can download it. And once you have input or all the information, you can upload it from here. So we will just quickly come back to the interface that we were seeing earlier. Now, curiously, sometimes people ask me that why do we redirect people here and why not to the bulk upload part? So there is a reason, there is a experience underlying it. So this is something which we are not just doing on our whims and fancies. This is where this is based on years of observation on how people are adopting to various processes, and that's where what we have realized is it is easier for anyone to input information into a form as compared to adding it to a Excel file. Irrespective, even if we have provided the example data, still it is a little difficult. But This is where anyone and everyone can come and they can input the information into the form and they can upload the product. So that's why this process is shown to the members as part of the store creation journey. Now, although this process is explained in the video with a great detail, with a lot of examples, etc. So we'll not go there. We'll not spend our time just going through some things which are already explained with great detail in the video. We will be touching upon only two aspects here. The first one is GI product, because many people ask me that how do we upload GI product? So this is where you can see there's an option called GI product. You tick on that and that will reveal two drop downs. One is category and subcategory. From the category drop down, you select what is the GI category, and then you select the subcategory from the bottom drop down. And after that, you have to upload your GI certificate. Without uploading your GI certificate, you will not be able to specify your product or upload your product as GI product. But you don't have to upload it for each product. For example, we are seeing on our screen in Kashmiri Saffron. So if you are someone who is dealing in Kashmiri Saffron, you don't have to upload it for each product that you have of Kashmiri Saffron. You can just upload it once for that category. But without uploading your GI certificates, you cannot specify your product as GI products. All right. Then we have category and subcategories here. So this is where you have the category drop down. So you can select the category and subcategory from here. These are not displayed on the front end. So these are where you are telling the system, you are instructing the system that the product that I am adding to my digital catalog belongs to this category and subcategory. So when you're mapping my digital catalog or when you are linking my digital catalog to Indian Business Portal, then showcase my products in this category and subcategory. Let me just switch the screen for a very quick moment and I will take you to the front end of Indian Business Portal. So this is where we have already seen where we have a very elaborate categorization here. So as a exporter, what you are doing is you are instructing the system that showcase my products in this category and this subcategory. That's what you are doing here by using these drop downs. And again, as I mentioned, there are more than 4,500 categories and subcategories. So it is highly unlikely that you'll not be able to find the right category and subcategory here in this drop down. So that is something that you have to fill. Once you have done that, you will notice the HS code gets automatically populated, but it is editable. So in case if you feel that the HS code which is populated here is inaccurate, it is incorrect, in that case, you can modify it or you can also input it yourself. So whatever is the requirement. But as I mentioned earlier, HS code is one of the search criteria on Indian Business Portal. So you should add HS code to your products. Otherwise, you will be missing out on the opportunity. And I don't want you to do that. So you should do that. The rest of the things are quite explained in quite detail on the in the video. So we'll just skip all that part. Or we will straight away move towards the end of the video. So once you have uploaded the product, one product, then you have to click on this home shaped icon that you will find on the top of your navigation. And once you have clicked on that, it will bring you to this place. This is where you'll see there's a button which says unpublished. You have to click on that and your store gets published. So this is where you have completed your online store creation journey. After that, there are few more steps which you have to do to complete your online store so that you can start showcasing your products on Indian Business Portal, or at least start generating leads and inquiries yourself. So we will quickly head to the demonstration store I've shown to you earlier, and we'll quickly go to the seller panel. So the obvious next step or activity that you have to get involved in is uploading the remaining products. So you can go to the catalog section and you can go to products, and that's where you can upload the products. You can upload them using the one by one process, which I have shown in the video, or you can upload them in bulk in case you have a large size catalog. So that is an obvious next step or next activity that you have to do. While you're doing that, you can also do another activity, that is where you can go to store settings and then click on store details and go to about or export or about your export section. And this is where you will have a form. And this information, if you recall, when I was showing you the profile of Rameshwar Singh Toys, that's where I showed you there is a about us section. So the information that you're adding here is displayed there. And again, you don't have to add a very complex information or anything complicated here. You have to specify whether you're a FIO member, your IC code, your uh, type of business, when did you start, what type of business operation. It is a multi-select. So if you are a manufacturer and a merchant, you can select that. Are you MSME, you can select that. Then you can specify the export turnover for previous 3 years. And many times on our help desk we get a call from business owners inquiring that we have just started our export business and we don't have an export turnover. In that case, what field should we select? In that case, you should select less than $10,000. Less than can be $0 as well. Countries you have already exported to. So if you have already exported to certain countries, you can input the name here. Countries you would like to export to, this is where do little research, understand which are the countries where your product is exported, and you can select that. Then number of employees, you can input the value. Then you have a very important section. This is where you have licenses and certificates. You can input the values here. And then we have innovation and advantage, where specify or provide little information on why someone should do or why an international buyer should do business with you. And lastly, you have to specify what type of proposals you are interested, and then click on save. So this is where the profile or the credibility part gets updated. Now, the third action item for you is to work on the beautification or making your online store presentable, because having an online store is one part, but if it is not presentable, it will not give you the desired result. So you can go to my store and then you can go to uh, themes, and you can firstly select a suitable theme for your business, and you can go to store preview to upload banners or to color customization. So that is the third action item. Now if you're someone who wants to do B2C business with international buyers, in that case you will also have to activate payment and logistic. So this is where you have the payment and shipping. You can go to these sections and you can enable international payment using a solution provider called PayPal, and international shipping using ShipMax, and very soon you will also have ShipRocket. Uh, Although domestic ShipRocket is available, international will be available in some time. All right. So this is where I am going to turn off my screen share, and we are going to break into the question answer round. So if there is any question, if there's anything which is not very clear to you, or if there is anything that you would want to get clarification on, please do feel free to add your question. I can already see one question is added. So let me just quickly review that. Is there any support from Indian Business Portal export clearing document when I receive order? So this question is asked by anonymous attendee without revealing the identity. So if you need any assistant from FIO, then you can reach out to an email ID. I'll just share the email ID in the chat as well. So you can reach out to FIO, and FIO officials will be guiding you if you need any guidance with what type of documentation, etc., you will be needing. So you can drop an email on IBP, and I will also share it with you personally. Plus, I am adding the ID in the chat so that it is available with everyone. So this is where if you need help from FIO officials, those are government officials, so you can drop an email here, and a few officials will connect with you. So that was a question which I can see in the Q&A. I can also see there are a few chats. So let me just review them and see if there's anything I can clarify with. So I am sharing my contact, my email ID. With everyone. So if you need any assistance, you can reach out to me. Uh, so I've just chatted my email ID. So if you have any, uh, if you're facing any technical difficulty, you can reach out to me. Uh, Next chart, I can see what certificate a merchant exporter should get to gain trust. Again, I'm not a export specialist to guide you on what certificates you should get. IC certificate and a certificate from an a organization like FIO, their RCMC certificate should add a value. But again, I would recommend that you can drop an email on ibpt@fio.org, the email ID that I've shared in the chat, and if you official will be able to guide you in terms of what all certificates based on industry that you represent will add credibility to your profile. All right, so any other question from any other participant before we conclude this session for today? I cannot see any more question or any new question, neither in the chat nor in the Q&A. So I'm guessing there are no questions at the moment. So this is where we'll conclude the session. You have my email ID. So if you need any clarification or if you need any assistance, then drop me an email and I'll guide you. And before I conclude the session, there is one more small information I thought of sharing with you. And that is many times when we are trying to create this digital catalog, we have this realization that we don't have enough time with us, and we don't have anyone in our team who can do that correctly. So you need help with that. You need if someone can do it for you, you want to outsource it to someone, you want to hire an agency that can do it for you and that can do it very well as per the industry best practices. So anything of that sort is available. The answer is absolutely yes. So if you're interested in availing a service where an agency can create the entire digital catalog for you, so you can also submit your inquiry. I'll just share the link with you. Just give me a quick second to take out the link and share it with you. So this is the link which I've just added in the chat. So if any one of you is interested in availing services of an agency that can create the digital catalog for you, so it is entirely uh, turnkey project wherein you don't have to do anything. Everything is done by the agency. So if you are interested to avail that kind of service, you have the link. You can go to the form, submit your request, and one of our onboarding specialists will connect with you. They'll understand your requirement and they'll share the commercial. It is a paid service, and you can avail of the service using this link. All right. So this is where I'll conclude the session for today. Thank you, everyone. I can see there are few questions coming through. So I can see there's a question on uh, how the order is received. So the order will be placed on your digital catalog. We are overshooting our time. If we had time, I would have explained to you or shown to you how the order is getting placed, but it will be placed on your digital catalog and how the payment will be received. So if you are receiving an inquiry, in that case, you'll be discussing it with international buyers in terms of how the payment will be received. But if you are doing a B2C, in that case, you are allowing international buyers to buy your product. In that case, they can pay to you using payment gateway. So in that case, the international buyer will be making the payment to the payment gateway, and from there it will be getting credited to your account. I hope both the questions were related to the same point. So this is where I am going to conclude this session. Thank you everyone for taking our time and participating. I can see there's one last question. Thank you. And we'll conclude the session for today. Thank you, everyone. Bye bye.